This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. It's News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Today is Friday, August 12th. Well, much of Death Valley National Park remains closed today after near-record rainfall August 5th left many roads under water, damaged, or covered with debris. Brad Francis has the latest on the recovery efforts.
On August 5th, unprecedented rains caused severe flash flooding across Death Valley National Park. On that day, the park recorded 1.46 inches of precipitation, most falling in just a few hours. That's just 1/100th of an inch less than the record of 1.47 inches. In fact, a meteorologist with the Las Vegas National Weather Service office says that amount of rain is an extremely rare 1,000-year event. That doesn't mean it happens once every 1,000 years, but rather there's a 1/10 of 1% chance of it happening in any given year. That heavy rainfall proved to be catastrophic, bringing large flows of debris across roads, like this mess in Mud Canyon, recorded by a park ranger. Those floodwaters damaged and ultimately forced the closure of all roads in the park, leaving hundreds of visitors and staff stranded, at least temporarily, most in the Furnace Creek area. Crews were able to clear a path to get them safely out of the flood-ravaged area, but the damage was done. As of today, most roads in the park remain closed as the damage assessments and cleanup continues. California State Route 190 is open to the far western portion of the park, allowing access to limited areas, including Panamint Springs Resort, Father Crowley Overlook, and Lee Flat, but the road remains closed from the Trona Wild Rose Junction in Panamint Valley through Death Valley Junction. The National Park Service says additional areas are expected to open no earlier than next Friday, August 19th, as work to clear debris and repair roads continues. The Park Service says some navigational apps are routing travelers onto primitive backcountry dirt roads to avoid the paved road closures. That's leading to a number of stranded visitors, and that's forcing park staff to be diverted from flood operations to assist those people. Death Valley National Park Superintendent Mike Reynolds is urging visitors to stay off dirt roads, even if apps are directing them there. Backcountry dirt road travel is strongly discouraged in the summer under normal conditions. The flooding has only increased the dangers. For the latest situation inside Death Valley National Park, including current conditions and a list of road closures, just visit the park's website, nps.gov/DEVA.
Well, a high-profile murder case originally set for trial later this year has been postponed due to a shortage of public defenders. The attorneys for the 3 defendants accused of the torture and murder of Roy Jaggers say without more time to prepare for trial, they won't be ready.
Heather Pate, Kevin Dent, and Brad Main are accused of the kidnapping, torture, and murder of 27-year-old Roy Jaggers of Las Vegas in August 2021. Pate and her boyfriend Dent from Las Vegas and Pate's former boyfriend Main of Pahrump are accused of kidnapping and torturing Jaggers for hours before one of them shot him after forcing him to walk off a cliff in Cathedral Canyon south of Pahrump. All 3 defendants have been in custody at the Nye County Detention Center since the day after the attack. Attorney Jason Ernest is representing Dent, Tom Gibson is representing Main, and Nadine Morton is representing Pate. In court last week, Ernest and Morton told Nye County 5th Judicial District Court Judge Kim Wonker they cannot be ready for trial by the original date in late November. Due to a lack of public defenders, the attorneys representing the trio say they are overwhelmed by the number of cases they're handling and need more time to prepare in order to ensure an effective defense for their clients. Judge Wonker says despite the desire by prosecutors and the victim's family to move forward as quickly as possible, she's also concerned about what could happen if the attorneys aren't ready.
I think that if I press forward with the November date when I'm being told by 2 of 3 counsel that they're not ready, and we try this and these defendants are convicted, it will be overturned by the Nevada Supreme Court and we'll be retrying the case. And then we've done a disservice to the people of Nye County and to the family. And as you know, the public defender contracts have been awarded for a 1-year term. We had 2 of our 5 who did not choose to renew their contracts. The Board of County Commissioners waited until July 19th to even address the issue. They appointed 2, one of which cannot handle a Category A felony, does not have the experience to handle Category A felonies. The other one got a look at the caseload and quit. So I am in a catch-22 because I understand the concerns of the family, but I also understand some very big overriding concerns that I have. So this is what I am going to do. I am going to continue the trial. I'm going to set it out. We are going to try it. When I give you this trial date, I appreciate the concerns of the family, but I think it re-traumatizes a family to get a conviction, have that conviction thrown out because the parties weren't ready to move forward, and then have to sit through a second trial. And I'm not going to have that in my courtroom. We're going to be prepared. We're going to be ready to go. We're going to have all of the issues done.
The defendants will be back in court August 19th for another status check. Judge Wonker has set a tentative trial date sometime in March. The trial is expected to last up to 3 weeks.
One person was transported locally following a crash in front of a local store. Shoppers at the Smith supermarket got quite a shock this afternoon when there was a vehicle versus structure crash that occurred at the front doors on Highway 160. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue medics were dispatched along with the Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and auxiliary units. The driver involved in this crash reportedly was having some sort of medical issue. No pedestrians were involved in the crash. There is no structural damage. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were on scene and transported one patient locally by ground ambulance to Desert View Hospital. The store remains open at this time. There were no pedestrians involved in this crash. Well, during the pandemic, thousands of Nevadans moved. Now, Nevada Medicaid and the Division of Welfare and Supportive Services are responding with a new tool to help more than 900,000 Nevadans update their addresses and maintain their Medicaid health insurance. If a member's address is not up to date and they miss an important notice in the mail, they risk a gap in insurance coverage. The Update My Address website makes it easy to notify the agencies of address changes. The Update My Address website is the latest in a series of efforts by Nevada Medicaid and the Department of Welfare and Social Security Services to prepare for the end of the public health emergency, including implementing automatic renewals. However, encouraging members to update their contact information is key. Division of Welfare Security Services and Nevada Medicaid are leveraging community partners, Medicaid providers, schools, and businesses to distribute flyers, emails, social media, and other resources available at the member outreach webpage. Medicaid members can choose to go paperless and update their addresses using the portal accessnevada.dwss.nv.gov. Members can also stay in touch with Medicaid by downloading the NV Medicaid app or by giving a call, 1-800-992-0900. That's 1-800-992-0900. News 25 will return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, Home Depot is at it again. They spent some time over the summer at Rosemary Clarke Middle School. A memorial garden is now in a serene setting for students, teachers to study and relax and even remember some of those who have passed on.
It actually means a lot because throughout the years, kids, they hear names, but they don't always have something to put with it. So, such as in the back, we have an apple tree for a counselor. We lost Kathy Gailey. So the kids see it and we try to promote her message of kindness. And I think seeing this garden also will be able to share the message of the kids and teachers and parents that are on there as well.
I've just worked with Home Depot over the years, trying to get a grant from them to get this going because this area was just kind of blah. We had a couple of raised garden beds that we tried to build. It didn't come out very good. So they put the raised gardens in for us so we could teach the kids like how to start from something from seed, plant it, take care of it, nourish it, be responsible for it, take it home. It can provide, cucumbers, mint, eggplant, whatever it is we decide to grow there. But we just thought it would be a beautiful place, and the memorial garden for students and staff that we had lost, that we just don't want to be forgotten. So they come here and they walk through here and they look at it and they're like, oh my goodness. Even the teachers, I've had comments from them, they look out their windows and they just say it's so nice to see this. And they could come and sit, the students as well, if they have permission to come out here and work. They can sit on the ledge. We made a ledge for them all the way around. Just something for them to enjoy and to be responsible for.
Yeah.
Well, when Home Depot came out, they had a lot of volunteers that came out. And so we kind of helped just with the design and helped putting some of the plants in. And then once we had the design laid out and laid the first foundation of the brick, they just all went with it, and it just came out beautiful. Very grateful. We'd like to thank Home Depot. We'd like to thank the person who donated the plaques and made those for us. All the volunteers that came out, they came out on a day that it was like a Saturday or Sunday. I mean, they're just fabulous. Yeah. We're actually going to have like a little ceremony once I get the students and staff members and teacher who have passed. I'm going to call them and see if they can come down, and we can just have like a little ceremony to let them know they haven't been forgotten.
We're at the Memorial Gardens. That was a project that was designed with Miss Jennings and Teresa over 2 years ago, and then we were ready to get started on the garden, and then COVID came around. So we had to postpone it for 2 years, and then this May we were able to finally come out and make the garden for the kids. Something that the kids can come out and enjoy. It was before it was just all desert, there was nothing here. So that way Miss Jennings got together with Teresa and they kind of came up with a concept design of something they could build for the kids.
Yes, we had a friend of ours make the stones for us for the school. They're for the memorial of it, but it's more for the memory of the people and for the enjoyment of the kids to see, wow, this, the community comes together with the Home Depot. And we love doing this. We love doing this for schools, for senior citizens, our veterans and stuff. This is just something, it's part of our community and it's part of our world. And Home Depot is very proud to be able to come out and do things like this.
The names of the individuals on each individual plaque, and then they'll have a ceremony, and that way they can glue it on there.
Well, Sheriff Sharon Worley has some tips for students and parents and even drivers who are residents of Nye County as our youth go back to school.
This week, children across Nye County have returned to school. In preparation for school, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies in Pahrump, Beatty, and Tonopah all participated in a brief active assailant refresher training. Since Nye County is rural with minimal resources, one of the aspects of this training, which was the most important, was refreshing the philosophy of immediate entry as sole deputies, which has been a part of Nye County active assailant training for years. This short refresher training has provided a baseline for increased focus on school safety and is part of a larger school preparation training plan, which will include a multi-day active assailant training for all deputies later this year. The Nye County Sheriff's Office would like to remind you of some traffic concerns. School zone speed limits are 15 miles per hour. Please slow down. We will have increased enforcement in the school zones during the school year and will be ticketing violators. Watch for children walking in the streets, especially in areas without sidewalks. Be alert. Watch for children congregating or playing near the school bus stop. Watch out for children darting in and out of the roadway. Red stop signs and flashing lights on school bus means you must not pass the bus. Failure to obey bus safety signals will result in enforcement action. Reminder that Safe Voice is an anonymous reporting system used to report threats to the safety or well-being of students. Please help us keep your children safe. They are our greatest responsibility. Have a safe school year.
Well, a new Cleveland Clinic study is highlighting the lack of awareness about hearing loss among adults between the ages of 50 and 80 here in the United States. According to the results, only 10% are able to properly identify what's considered a normal range of hearing.
Unfortunately, the results of this survey were really not that surprising. They're important for people to understand, but the fact that they were so underwhelming is pretty much what we expected. We know that patients don't understand hearing loss and how important hearing really is for our overall health.
Dr. Sarah Sidlowski is the audiology director for the Hearing Implant Program at Cleveland Clinic and the president of the American Academy of Audiology. She says the survey also found that people are putting off getting their hearing checked over almost every other common health screening. In addition, 59% said they would very likely take their own pet to the vet, but only 27% said they are likely to get their own hearing checked. Dr. Sidlowski says when hearing loss is left untreated, it can lead to depression, social isolation, and poor quality of life. So why are people not taking hearing loss as seriously as other health issues? Dr. Sidlowski says one factor could be people think of hearing loss as a typical part of aging they must accept, or perhaps the person worries they will look older by having to wear hearing aids. Another is some physicians may not realize how much can be done to improve hearing loss.
You would never go to a primary care provider and have them say, you have high blood pressure. That's common in older age, so just learn to live with it. They would recommend medication. They'd recommend diet and exercise. They'd make sure that you're monitored and you come back and they're keeping an eye on it. And so we really need to do the same with hearing loss as well.
Hearing loss ranks among the most prevalent and untreated disabilities in the world and is the third most common chronic health conditions in older adults. 1 in 8 adults in the United States, is more than 2/3 of people over the age of 80 suffer from hearing loss. News 25 will return in just a moment with your great computer deals tech tip.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, we all know how helpful computers can be. That's why it's so important to protect them. Today, our go-to tech guru, Josh Osborne from Great Computer Deals here in Pahrump, is here with some tips for protecting your computer from viruses and malware.
Hi guys, Josh Osborne with Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial, viewer question edition. One viewer asks, how do I protect my computer? Well, the number one thing you can do is use common sense. Most threats can be avoided just by using caution. Stay on what I like to call name brand websites, eBay, Amazon, Fox News, CNN, etc. When you get off the beaten path is when you usually run into your problems. If you like a software program to help you, I recommend Malwarebytes or Bitdefender. Both of these options are affordable and do a great job of helping you detect threats running in the background without using all of your computer's resources and slowing it down. Come into our store, we can set everything up for you easily and affordably. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
Well, we just got an announcement this afternoon that there is a celebration of life for Justice of the Peace Kent Jesperson, who we lost earlier this week after a courageous battle with cancer. And everybody in the community is invited to this. It's going to be held at the McCullough Arena, and that is right there behind Petrick Park at the corner of Basin and Highway 160 from 8 until noon. And that is tomorrow, actually, August 12th. They want everybody seated by 8 a.m. Only the first responders will be able to line the streets there. So come on down, McCullough Arena, 8 a.m. until noon, and that is going to be a public event to honor and remember Justice of the Peace, Kent Jesperson. And we're going to take a look at our weather cam right now.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, got some clouds out there. I'm wondering what the weather's going to hold up for this weekend. John's going to tell us all about that in just a moment.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 studios on a Friday. Yay, we made it all the way to the end of the week. Congratulations to us, and let's take a look at this weather map. 96 degrees in Fernley and Fallon, weather twins. Carson City saw 92. The cool spot was Tonopah this week, pretty much all week, at 90 degrees today. Congratulations, Tonopah. Goldfield, 91 degrees. Beatty saw 98. It was 103 in our hotspot today. Amargosa and Las Vegas close behind. You were reasonably close behind. 95 degrees out there in Vegas. A better day than you had yesterday, I would wager. 114 in Death Valley. And here in the Paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look. 98 degrees. That's our current temperature. 99, just a titch earlier, was our high. Southerly winds to 16 miles per hour as that humidity engaged at 22%. Oh, man, it helped a little bit, that wind. I didn't mind. Sun rose this morning at 5:59 a.m., setting this evening. You'll look for it at 7:37. It's going to be a gorgeous sunset under partly cloudy skies as we crash down to our low tonight of 79 degrees. Pretty wonderful. Southeasterly winds at 13 miles per hour. Humidity all the way up to 41%. Yeah, we're hot and sticky this week. Taking a look at this day 34 through 41 of the monsoon situation. We've got 97, 98 degrees hanging in there pretty tight all week long. Clouds pretty much sticking around camping, in fact, and we'll see sprinkles for the next 3-4 days in earnest on Tuesday and Wednesday as the chance of rain increases greatly. However, they were up to a 40% prediction for next Tuesday and Wednesday. It looks like they're backed off quite a bit, so maybe we won't see such crazy rain coming at us, but lows at night, 77 degrees. Have you ever seen so many sevens? Look at all those sevens. Somebody's lucky week. Maybe it's you, or I don't know. Find out. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Wow, those numbers for those overnights. If I only gambled, I think I'd win something there. I'm not sure. But I want to let everybody know tomorrow at noon is the Source Marijuana Dispensary. They are having a ribbon cutting and opening, and they are located right off of Homestead Road and Highway 160. Come on down. Everybody's invited for that ribbon cutting down there, and you can find out more by going to the Source Marijuana Dispensary's website. But we'll be down there at noon. Let everybody know all about that, and we hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from everybody here up on the Hill at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Have a great weekend. Good night.